Still a lot of unknowns, a lot of questions, but what we can tell you, which is confirmed by the Yuba County Sheriff's Office, is that a 14-year-old student here at Lyndhurst High School has died by suicide, and that is obviously something very traumatic.
It's been nearly 4 months since Cornelia Reynolds discovered the unthinkable. Her 8-year-old son dead in his bedroom. Gabriel had hanged himself from his bunk bed.
New tonight, we are learning more about the days and the hours leading up to McKenna Brown's death. The 16-year-old had a bright future in hockey ahead of her, but she took her own life just days before the start of her senior year.
From a long breath, souls tied, intertwined by pride and guilt. There's darkness in the distance from the way that I've been living, but I know I can't resist it. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. You and I drink the poison from the same vine. Oh, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Hiding all of our sins from the daylight, from the daylight, running from the daylight, from the daylight, running from the daylight.
We are living at a time when access to basic, essential health care is a matter of public debate instead of private decision-making. Maryland will always put the health and safety of the majority over the political ambitions of a select few. We will be signing behavioral health legislation here today too that is going to make a marked impact in the way that our state sees, deals with, and addresses the mental health challenges that so many in our state continue to wrestle with to this day. The past few years have been absolutely devastating for the mental health of the people of this state.
My name is Karen McConnell Jones. I found out about the suicide prevention walk, just happened to be listening to the radio and then was talking to a friend, and we both discovered that we heard the advertisement at the same time. So my interest was really piqued. I wanted to get involved because it was here in Washington, D.C., and this is the location where I preside. So I reached out to the suicide prevention, and I had a 45-minute conversation with the young lady, Heather, who answered the phone. And she was just so polite in answering all my questions that I definitely knew at the end of the conversation I was going to get involved. Mental health is really big here, and as we know, and been on the rise since the pandemic. But it was something about this advertisement that just really stood out on that particular day. I had been thinking more and more, how can I get involved with mental health and suicide? I think it touched my heart more because the world, especially in the Black community, when we had lost, and just a few months back, we just lost one of our favorite people, actor, entertainer, dancer, to suicide, Twitch. And everyone know that his energy was always just joyful. And just the fact that you just never know. Someone that we see and love all the time, just always having just a joyful personality. Now we hear that he committed suicide. So it just stayed with me, and this was a great opportunity when I heard about the suicide prevention walk here in Washington, D.C. This was a great way to get involved. I just want to go out and be that positive voice for those who may have lost their voice, or even lost their life, or lost their way. So doing the suicide prevention walk, it was truly a different experience from all the other walks that I have done. I have walked for American Diabetes, I have walked for homeless, I have walked for a cancer society. So it's many walks that I have done for great cause, but I would truly say that this was unique, it was special, it was different. I never done a walk at night. So the whole concept of walking out of the darkness overnight, I get it. The preparation for this walk, and it just is, that's the journey part. The journey started right then and there. I think most walkers or trainers can say that the journey does start. Once you make that commitment to say that you're going to walk for this cause, your journey starts right then and there. It's not the day of the walk. It's in the training process. So once I hung up that phone from Heather, thank you, Heather, and I committed right then and there that I was going to do this walk. It was 16 to 18 mile walk in one day, one night, into the dawn. And I was just elated to do it. So the training actually goes in your mind process. You have to start there first. And for me, that's where my training started, mentally getting prepared. What is my preparation going to look like? How can I dedicate my walking time to this? How is my pace going to be from now until the time that I walk? So I started out at 6 miles because that's my normal exercise, is 6 miles 5 days a week. And then I graduated after doing that and walking at a fast pace. I added 2 more miles. I got to 8 miles. And definitely the month before the walk, I wanted to be in double digits because your body needs to know how it feels to be in double digits if you're going to walk 16, 18 miles. So once I got to 10 miles, I did 10, 12, 13, 14. Then I just reversed it. I'll do 14, 12, 10, and I just stayed in 10 and up. And 2 weeks before, we actually went to the location and we walked our own route, the whole 16 miles. So just giving my body a chance to even see how it feels to walk the actual 16 miles prior to the walk. So these are all the things that I just mentally I wanted to do to get my body physically ready for the challenge, because even all the training and even all the walking that you do prior to the journey is definitely a different emotional journey on the day of. So when asked why was I walking that night and what was the purpose behind it, because if you was there, you would see everybody had their own emotion that came behind the walk. And for me, it was not because I lost someone in my family to suicide, not because a personal friend died from suicide. It was just the sure fact, I just wanted everyone to know that, you know, we all have mental health, and mental health look differently in everyone. And so to take the stigma off that mental health or suicide just look like someone who's bipolar, schizophrenic, manic depressor. No, mental health is all of us. It's just, I believe, it's just different levels to mental health. Whether you worry too much, that's mental health. If you had a stressful day, that's mental health. So all these things are mental health, and I wanted to be there as the supporter to show that, you know what, no, I personally don't have to have suicide in my family. No, I personally have not attempted suicide, but I understand mental health. Mental health does run in my family, and I have seen depression. I understand depression. I understand when you're not feeling your best, the loneliness, or that you feel isolated, like you're the only one. So yes, I do understand that, and I wanted to be there, to be the supporter. And yes, once you get there and you see so many people and hear all the stories, I was just so elated that I was just walking at a pace. I wanted to catch up with every group and every set. It was over 2,000 people. So I'm making sure I catch up with every bunch, every patch. I wanted to talk to the people, hear their stories, love, hugs. We just loved up on each other. We cried together. It was just a wonderful experience. And even when I finished, and as the saying goes, and I must say from my great governor here in Maryland, Westmore, leave no one behind. And I did just that night. I left no one behind.
First timers! shakes and it bends, don't give a damn. When the night's here, I don't do tears, baby, no chance. I could dance, I could dance, I could dance. Watch me dance, dance the night.
Walking out of the darkness into the light. Can I be quick to listen, slow to speak? Can I complain less? Be the voice of hope, not the echo of stress. The bearer of good news, not avoiding tough conversations, yet being thoughtful about exactly how I jump in. Using my voice for healing. Would this make me a better neighbor, co-worker, family member, a better friend? Suicide prevention requires intention, strategic interventions. Am I ready to listen? Walking out of the darkness into the light. One day at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time, one deep breath at a time. Feeling angry or full of worry, give oneself permission to feel differently. That tough situation did happen, yet like many aspects of reality, the impact is temporary. And guess what? You survived it. You're already wiser. I'm so blessed to hear your testimony. We're both stronger because of it. Effective prevention requires intention, strategic interventions. Who's ready to listen? Walking out of the darkness into the light. Professionals well-trained, well-prepared, with a heart of service. 2 ears, 1 voice, equipped to encourage a life-saving choice. In a moment of crisis, a hotline, a hope line, thank goodness, right on time. Ongoing prevention requires intention, strategic interventions. Are we ready to listen? Walking out of the darkness into the light. Please be clear. No gender, no age, culture, ethnicity, community, or status economically are immune from the possibility. However, with our words, patience, understanding, readiness, and availability, we possess the healing technology. Suicide prevention requires intention, strategic interventions. Shall we listen? Walking out of the darkness into the light.